Yerp, it's Perp back with another video, and man, Sony, y'all better count y'all fucking days. I just got out of watching Madam Web, a movie that nobody really asked for. But if you told me like years ago they were making a Madam Web movie, I would be excited, but not coming out of Sony, because Sony really doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to their characters. They're just pretty much throwing out whatever movie they could put together. Doesn't matter. They even wanted to make a movie about the wrestler with Bad Bunny and stuff like that. Thank God that got canceled. I don't know why this didn't get canceled, but this is starring Dakota Johnson. You got Sydney Sweeney in here, a bunch of other characters. This movie has a lot of fucking issues, and we're going to break it down from the very beginning, where we get the opening of Cassie's mother and how she stumbles upon the spider that ends up kind of biting her, and how Cassie is able to get her powers to her mother, and yada yada yada, and how Ezekiel, our main big bad, we're definitely going to talk about that as well, because there's so many issues with his character. And just the opening to this is so generic and so like not serious. It's very much laughable. It's very much laughable. Just the way that everything is kind of framed. The way that things are shot in this movie, as far as when characters are in motion or when they're trying to do action sequences, will give you fucking motion sickness and give you a headache, because I definitely got one right now. But anyways, talking about Cassie's mom, she ends up getting bamboozled by Ezekiel. Ezekiel has his own plans with this spider, starts to just shoot everybody, even her mom. These spider people, I'm not kidding you, there's these spider people that come out of the trees, and the way that they kind of telegraph this whole entire scene is it's just laughable, bro. Even though there are things like this in the comics, I definitely think this is Sony doing their own version of that, and they don't do a good job of it. It is very annoying how many times that they reuse those scenes. So these spider people save Cassie's mom, tell her she gives birth to Cassie, dies in the process. Then we jump to 2003, which if they would have put this in like 2001, maybe 2002, they could have probably, you know what I'm saying, got Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But I'm really glad that Sony decided to say, hey, this is their own standalone movie. It's not connected to anything, because this would have just made the Sony universe more of a headache and just more just inconsistent. So now we have an adult Cassie. She is a paramedic, and she also works with Ben Parker, giving you hints at Uncle Ben. You know what I'm saying? So all the hints there are to kind of set up a Peter Parker, but we already know that's really not going to go anywhere. And the movie takes a very long time to kind of get to the point of exactly what's going on here. Meanwhile, you have Ezekiel, our big bad, that is pretty much having these nightmares of our other three lead women that are like Sydney Sweeney's character, Julia, and there's this chick Maddie and Anya, those three that we saw in the trailers that had powers. And let me start off by saying that you don't see them ever get powers in this movie. The only time you see them with powers is during a vision that Ezekiel has, and also towards like the end where Madam Web sees them in the future and what they're going to be capable of doing. And I was just like, man, that ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit for that, Sony. That is a bait and switch right there. But you know, Ezekiel's whole plan is to kill these girls before they kill him in the future. And how he goes about this is he sleeps with this chick that works at the NSA, and they've been working at all this surveillance like technology that's able to do facial scanning and stuff, and he makes it seem so sinister and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, come on now, just stop it. His dialogue is just robotic, very AI-ish, just one of the worst fucking villains I've ever seen. And just, they don't even explain how he got his suit or how he made his suit. And there's a lot of that in this movie where things really don't make sense or just poorly explained, and you're just supposed to just take it how it is, you know. That's just the most frustrating thing about this movie, is it just wastes a lot of time, because it's like a good 20 or 30 minutes before, you know, Madam Webb or Cassie starts to actually tap into her visions. She has to cross paths with these girls, which is literally like an hour within the movie. Then once she, you know, groups up with them, it just becomes this like cat and mouse chase between Ezekiel and the girls, and them trying to get to a safe spot. She even leaves them with Ben to go back to the like rainforest or where the fuck her mom was at, to go visit these people, because they told her mom before she died that she's gonna come visit us again one day. And it's just like, bro, how do you have this much time and you're just like, oh, I'll be back in a week? You got a person out here trying to kill these girls and you're just going to leave, and it's just very weird. It's just very bizarre, some of the choices, and how Madam Webb loses her vision is so laughable, and how she ends up in the wheelchair. Just everything that kind of comes together with this movie just doesn't make sense at all, and it's just one big waste of time. Did not need to be 2 hours long. Like I said, they drag ass throughout this whole entire movie just to try to get to one point where you could have literally just chopped 30 minutes off of this and just got right to the point where, all right, we have Cassie's birth, then we jump to the present day where, all right, something happens to her during work where she starts to tap into her powers and she starts to see visions of these girls, and now she ends up crossing paths with these girls, and now she has to protect them. And we could have just got to a lot of points in this movie a lot quicker. Overall, this movie has a lot of issues, and it's more so to do with Sony and their just mishandling of these IPs and these properties, because the actors in this aren't bad actors. They're just given shitty ass material to kind of go off of, and you know, it's just pretty much a check. I don't see a lot of people revisiting this movie. I don't know, man. This is just my thoughts on this movie. If you want to go check it out for yourself, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.